So, hello everyone, and welcome to another chapter of 10 Minute Spotlight on AI and Sales Leadership. My name is Liat Netanel, and I'm an account director focusing on helping my customers achieve their goals by leveraging sales methodologies and technology solutions. In each episode, I ask three questions to leaders, uncovering lessons, best practices, and tips that can help you become a better and more effective sales rep, whether you're a leader or in the field. Today, I'm delighted to host Tommy O'Rourke. I hope I pronounced it correctly,
Yep.
Director of Sales in DataRails. Tommy, great to have you on board. Present yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Leah. Yeah, I'm Tommy. I'm one of the directors of sales at DataRails. I actually came from Oracle NetSuite before, so I've been working in the finance space for the better part of my career. But I've been at DataRails for the last 4 years. Started actually as an account executive, and yeah, about 2 years ago moved into leadership, where we've since 5x the sales team over here. And just a little background on DataRails as well. We're a FP&A platform. So for those of you that don't know, and financial planning and analysis platform where we offer a suite of tools for the office of the CFO. So you can think things like, month-end close automation, financial statements reporting, budget and forecasting, cash reporting and forecasting as well. There's a lot of different offerings, and all of that is baked around, our AI suite that we call CFO Space.
Amazing. Very, very interesting. And I'm really curious to hear about your journey, given that you started from as an AE and moved all the way to leadership. But just to keep the order of the questions. So as promised, in each chapter, we cover the same three questions that are designed to bring our practical and actionable insights that the participants or the listeners can take right away. So let's jump in. The first question is, what's one AI tool that you use daily which turned to be a game changer? And if you can share a specific example.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think just kind of as a step back for a moment, I guess as a leadership team, one of the things that we focus on as our mission is, how can we make our sales team, their day-to-day lives easier, right? Easier to focus on what they do best, which is selling. So AI has become a core part of that mission. About a year ago, we started evaluating a lot of different AI tools, and we chose to implement Momentum AI, which has become a core part of our process. For those of you, again, that don't know, they are essentially an AI engine that connects Gong, Salesforce, Slack, a number of different tools that we're using day in and day out. So it's able to automatically fill out notes, pick lists, and notify the AEs and directors of anything that's really important going on in their deals. So yeah, well, we've implemented this and it's helped our team quite a bit. Again, I guess a little bit more background. We're an inbound sales team, so our AEs are taking anywhere from 3 to 6 new intro calls every single day. So when I was an AE, right, I said I started there, and before we implemented Momentum, it was taking our team anywhere from 1 to 2 hours per day to fill out Salesforce and to do their follow-ups. And since we've implemented Momentum, we've been able to almost eliminate that, completely down to just a few minutes per day.
Amazing. Talk
And so
about
how does
saving
it?
time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you look at it on a monthly basis, it's tons of time back to the team where they can, focus on other calls, strategize internally with their counterparts on deals. So it has made the organization much more efficient.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Great. It's like great examples, actually, because you listed a few things that it works for you. So great. Thank you. What's the one thing that helps you help your team to close deals faster?
Yeah, I think the main goal for myself as a director, right, is to remove any sort of ambiguity, sorry, during the sales process for my team as well as friction, right? So, I guess like what does that look like on a day in and day out basis? It's within the strategy of every deal, working and coaching the team so that they can quickly understand, who the buyer is, why they're buying now and what happens if they don't act, right? So with that, we're essentially coaching the team to sell on the decision, right? They're leading this sales process and evaluation. They're not just selling a product, right? So that allows them to leave every single call with a clear next step, an action plan that we can act on throughout the sales process. And I
Amazing.
know that's more of like a framework or a mindset, but it is kind of really important in the day in and day out, and it works, right? Like we see our team closing their deals between 30 to 40 days. We hear
Wow.
from others in the space that it's taking them closer to 60 to 90. So we're able to create, again, a much more efficient organization. And I like to say that kind of those quicker deals don't come from pressure, that speed comes from clarity.
For sure. That's a great quote. I'm doing a bit of like a 2.1 question. If
Okay.
we have a sales leader listening to us now, if you
Mhm.
can share one specific tip for coaching, like coaching better the team or specifically a salesperson, just for them to take from the interview.
Sure, specifically on like the timeline and close quicker to close.
Whatever coaching process that you do with the team, if you can share one specific thing for the sales leader that is watching this video, what they can take and implement in their team.
Absolutely. And again, I think just sticking on the topic, right? It's so important for us, again, leveraging the tools like I mentioned before, like Momentum, that is actually highlighting maybe deals rather that we can dig into for us, but leveraging that tools like Gong to be able to dig into their deals, their calls, and provide that hands-on feedback. When we're getting closer to the close, we need to make sure that our teams are asking the uncomfortable questions, that they're consistently bringing up timeline, and that's in every call. And again, it has to be in a sort of balanced format, so that way it doesn't come across as aggressive. But if we're actually able to see real life examples of the way our teams are pitching our solution, pitching the decision, we're able to provide that feedback in real time and allow them to improve.
Great. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. We're very efficient here. The third question. So, if you were hiring tomorrow, not sure if you are, but if you were, what is the one skill that you would look for in a potential rep?
Absolutely. And, I think the way I boil it down is to competitive will. That's kind of what I call this main skill that I'm looking for in an interview process. And what do I mean by that? Ultimately, we look a lot at the skill versus will um, kind of examples. And every day I'll lean will over skill every time, right? And why? I can teach the product, I can teach the team the process. What I can't teach is someone that wants to care about winning or becoming that number one on the dashboard. And again, that doesn't mean an aggressive seller. It's exactly the opposite. It's that internal competition of getting better, hitting their best records time over time again. And ultimately, that competition, wanting to continue to improve, allows them and forces them to prepare, pick up the phone to follow up, ask those uncomfortable questions, and they're never accepting maybe as an answer, right? They're really looking to get a clear path. And again, that mindset, that clarity that we talked about in that last question, that helps wins deals.
For sure. This is really, I would say, like the people who are in the want to do a career change or get into sales and they don't have the experience. This is something that is really good because it means that you open the door to those who don't necessarily have the experience, but they show they want to do the extra mile. So, for all of
Absolutely.
you who are looking for a job out there, it's important that you know that it's not only about having the experience. You will get it with time, but the spirit is something that you need to come with to begin with, I guess.
Absolutely. And if you look at DataRails too, both on our kind of executive team as well as our solution consultant team, obviously I sit more with those areas and in other parts of the business too, but there are many team members that come from just FP&A finance roles in the past or even outside other sales or solution consulting roles that have become an integral part and top members on the team because again, they have that will and desire to continue to get better and learn this new process.
Amazing. Great. Okay, Tommy, thank you so much for sharing your experience and expertise today. I'm sure I learned a lot, so I'm sure the listeners will walk away with actionable tips they can implement right away. And for all of you, the listeners, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you soon in the next chapter of 10 Minutes on AI and Sales Leadership.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Hold on.